Hey, what's up guys? It's Troy D. Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to do my first collaboration ever. So for my first collabo, I'm going to do a collabo with one of the upcoming, most expansionary YouTubers that I've known so far. And I like his style because he just like goes, I call him the Christopher Columbus of fragrance. He just goes where no man has gone before. He's just sampling and sampling all these new releases from the brands that a lot of people haven't heard about. And that I really love about him. And that is none other than Dr. Fragrance. His name's Phil. And we will both be collaborating on this video. Today we're going to talk about our 3 most unique fragrances in our collection. It is an actual fact that when you do collect fragrances, there will be times where you are basically collecting based on what you just absolutely love. If you love a certain accord, or if you love a certain like fragrance note, a lot of people really collect like 5, 6, 7 fragrances that have the same type of feel, same type of effect. Today we're going to talk about the ones that truly stand out of the lot. And these are the most unique in my collection and in Dr. Fragrance collection. So we're gonna start it off right now. Number 1 for me is Clive Christian X. Clive Christian X. This is touted as a really expensive perfume, but come on guys, at this point guys, everybody's paying more than Clive Christian X for just other perfumes. Just the other day, I mean, I paid so much for like a vintage perfume that I was like, dude, why are people fretting about with Clive Christian X? Right here. Ah, man. Man. So, if you go to my Clive Christian video, I outlined the whole fragrance on the video, and I called it one of the most manly scents ever. And in the sense of being a boss man, being a person that actually goes around, does boss moves, and just kills it day by day, or at least tries to. This is definitely the fragrance for you. This bad boy has got rhubarb, cinnamon, styrax, some jasmine, some amber, some cinnamon, very powdery with the iris, and it is just absolutely a unique blend. I haven't smelled anything else that really has this kind of scent, and it's very long lasting, and that's another thing I like about this. Lasts all freaking day. Very manly, very unique, and I would say that is very different from others. It's not boozy. It is not like too masculine that would be off-putting. But this one right here is just boss. That's all it is. I think anybody, even the females, if they smell you, they're gonna know that you are going boss man today with Clive Christian X. Okay, next up is an absolute rarity in my collection, and I was just really lucky to be able to have this. And this is none other than Russian Oud by Arij Ledore. Russian Oud by Arij Ledore. Like this one right here is kind of like one of the most hyped fragrances ever. I think last month or so, a bottle of this sold for like $1,600. And I was very lucky to get the official 10 ml version of this before it's completely gone or completely wiped out, as well as completely sold at insane prices. So if you're wondering, what does this smell like this one is one of the most like ultimate like chocolatey fragrances. Funny, it says Russian Oud, and you're probably thinking like, oud, is it supposed to smell Middle Eastern, or is it supposed to smell barnyardy? No, this is a masterpiece, guys. It is a concoction of let me try to simplify this: chocolate, high-level musk, which is not, it doesn't have the P note, okay, and super burning agar woods, like the actual agar wood that gets burned, like it, like this, the scent comes up. If you ever seen like burning agar woods, how people do that, they get burning agar wood and they kind of just, you know, put their clothes like this and they catch all the burning woods. Well, this one here, just imagine, amazing, super spicy, super like insane, chocolatey, high-level musky, and insane burning agarwood scent. Oh my gosh, I have never smelled anything like this, and I would say before Arij did some other stuff that, to be honest, kind of smelled weird to me. This one has to be like one of his masterpieces, because I haven't seen or smelled anything that comes close to how unique this one is. So, Arish Ledore Russian Oud. And for the final one is Boadicea the Victorious Valiant. This bottle of mine is actually from the UAE, when it came out as an exclusive in the UAE. This is a wonderful bottle that I have of this, and if you watched my videos, this is probably one of the most, or not my most expensive perfume ever. This one comes from the house of Boadicea the Victorious, which makes unbelievable perfumes. It's one of the top. Basically, this one is orange and vanilla and citrus, okay, in a masterful blend. Obviously, because it's expensive, it smells expensive. This is like an ultimate, like, spring summer. Whew. Oh man, for vanilla lovers, citrus lovers who are willing to take the chance and spend some money on this, or maybe you can check it out at the gray market. This is like some Grail level stuff, okay? And if you want to see the entire breakdown, I have this on my videos. All you have to do is go to the playlist, Niche Fragrance Reviews. Oh man, absolutely classy, expensive, and perfect for spring summer. I had some of my guys, some of my new friends from Fragcom buy this because I suggested it. They're just like blown away. Masterpiece level. Boadicea the Victorious Valiant. Okay, so that's my top 3, guys. For individual reviews on them, I have them on my fragrance reviews playlist. All you have to do is check it out on the channel. But I just wanted to share that, and I know for sure that Phil has got his own crazy list as well. So I'm gonna pass this on to Phil now. Phil, you're up next. Dr. Fragrance is coming up with his top 3 most unique scents.
Thanks for the introduction, Troy, and thanks for having me on the channel. I really do appreciate it. I'm going to talk about 3 fragrances that I own that I think are really original and that, of course, I really enjoy. And the first one I'm going to talk about is Saddle by Svensk Parfums. One thing about this fragrance that I think is super original is that it uses butterscotch, and I haven't really heard about that, or looking into it, I haven't found a lot of fragrances that use that note in it. So it has this very prominent butterscotch vibe, which gives it a nice, sweet, gourmand touch. And I do like gourmand fragrances, so this definitely hits the spot. The other thing about this fragrance is it's also quite leather dominant. Now, I find the butterscotch is definitely more dominant than the leather for me, but there is a prominent leather note as well. And one thing I really like about this is how it breaks that leather mold that a lot of fragrance houses have done, which is like a raspberry and leather note. And you know, there's a lot of great fragrances that do that, but I always appreciate things that do things a little bit differently. And this one definitely does that. So you get this nice, rich, saddle-like leather, a very high quality leather, and you get this really delicious butterscotch. So I think this is a really nice fragrance. It performs really well. This one is a little bit more expensive. I think it goes for about $90 for 30 ml, but it is also one that's extremely strong. So this one performs extremely well. If I'm going outside in the cooler weather, for example, this is one I can definitely put on. People will smell it. It'll cut through the cold. It'll still project quite strongly. And so you do get your value with this one. It definitely will last a long time, and I don't usually go more than about 2 sprays with this one. So very original, not only with the use of the butterscotch, but also the combination with leather. It's leather done quite a bit differently, and I do enjoy this one. And if you are fans of either of those fragrances, butterscotch or leather, definitely check this one out. I think you can pick up a sample either on the website or from Crystal Fragrances. Next one on the list is a recent acquisition, one that I think is also really great for the spring, and that is Moonlight in Heaven by Kilian. Really enjoy actually the new presentation, so you can see the writing now has nice white in there where it didn't actually used to, and I think it really adds to the aesthetic of the bottle. Of course, beautiful blue bottle as well. Really enjoy the presentation of Killian's, and this one is gorgeous as well. Now, what I find interesting about this is that it has a very prominent rice note. Now, rice is of course used in a lot of other fragrances. I think Pure White Cologne, which is a very popular Creed fragrance, also has rice, and rice isn't as underused as, say, something like butterscotch, but rice is definitely something that is not used that often and not talked about or not thought about a lot. And this is a really well done, sweet, somewhat gourmandish kind of a spring or summer, definitely evening out fragrance. Has that very nice tropical vibe to it, and it works really well. This opening on this one, very, very beautiful. The opening on this one is absolutely gorgeous. Now, I actually found it a little surprising. I will say that this one doesn't have florals mentioned. I do get a bit of a floral vibe, especially right on the initial burst, but this one quickly transitions into a really nice, amazing mango note that really feels like somebody had just cut open a mango right in front of you. That beautiful rice note starts to come out, become a lot more prominent, and it actually reminds me a little bit of, there's this Korean rice drink that's actually really tasty, and it does remind me of drinking those. It's very refreshing, very tasty, a nice sweet kind of a rice drink. And this definitely has this sort of tropical vibe that works nice in the warmer weather, definitely on a somewhat cooler, not blazing hot evening. This is absolutely fantastic for those occasions. So original fragrance, in my opinion, Moonlight in Heaven, not talked about enough from the house of Killian either. Last but not least is one I've talked about a lot on my channel, and that is Blackmail by Kerosene. Really enjoy this one. It is such a beautiful oud fragrance, and if you want something that is oud done in a very digestible, what I feel like is a fairly mass appealing way, this is definitely one you want to check out. This is oud, this is incense, and it is sweet dried fruits, and it's done really well. So the oud is definitely prominent, but not in any way barnyard or skanky. It just comes off as a definitely different smelling kind of a wood fragrance. And in there you get this really amazing incense, and the incense really is what sets the oud off, in my opinion, because it gives it this smoky, almost like it's burning kind of vibe. So you get this almost embery, smoky vibe that goes along with that wood, the oud, and it smells fantastic. It almost adds a little bit of a spiciness, and to really balance that out, there is a touch of sweetness from the dried fruits, and it works really well by dialing it back just a little bit to give it that extra bit of roundness, that extra bit of character, and that extra bit of mass appeal to make this one actually, in my opinion, quite a nice and easy to wear fragrance. I think this is one that is quite gentlemanly. This is one I can see easily wearing to a fancy or formal occasion because it just works in that classy kind of a way, in my opinion. Although I can definitely see, and I have worn this one casually as well. One of my favorites from the house, absolutely gorgeous, really, really well done fragrance, and it does perform really well as well. And so for me, I get about 10 hours performance this one. It does last a long time. It projects pretty good as well on the opening, and it is one that does leave a nice sillage, does have a nice scent cloud. So for me, the performance is good. I also do enjoy the presentation, so I like these metal face plates that the Kerosene brand has. And of course, I think the price value proposition is pretty good. You get 100 ml for $140, and for basically a quality niche fragrance, that's quite good. So I appreciate Kerosene quite a lot. I'm a huge fan of Kerosene, and this is probably my favorite, second being Unknown Pleasures or Follow. Those are my three favorite, but great house, and I definitely think worth checking out.
And that's it. That is our 3 of each most unique fragrances in our collection. Obviously that might change because we keep expanding our collection, but that's our top 3. I want to thank you guys for joining us, and don't forget to follow both of us. Follow my channel and follow Phil's Dr. Fragrance channel. I'm going to link him below. Make sure you subscribe on his channel because, like I said, he's the Christopher Columbus. He's got so many videos, and so will I on this channel. So make sure you subscribe to both of us because we're going to keep going. So until then, guys, thank you for following and thank you for watching this video. Hopefully this will inspire you to get these items in your collection, and let me know if you own it or let me know if you got it. Drop it on the comment section. Okay? So until then, guys, God bless, peace out, and keep safe out there. Bye.